Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of ComixWatch. I am Nick. Accompanied by me, as always, is the Lord of Comics himself, Jared.
Welcome from my kingdom.
This is my kingdom.
But I'm the Lord of Comics.
Yes, you are a lord. I am a king. There's a difference.
No, but I'm allowed to have a court.
Yes, it's called Comics League. You're in the Phoenix Press land. Semantics aside, welcome to my kingdom, brother. So, we're going to be a little bit self-indulgent today because, well, something ended that honestly did very well. So last Sunday we did a live stream where we sent off Screecher in style. And my God, you guys were freaking awesome. 74 backers, $2,125 off of a $1,500 goal. That is pretty great.
Great job, dude.
Oh, amazing. So basically, I wanted to do a post-mortem. Basically talk about like the production of it, what I thought did well, what I thought did right, and just kind of go from there. I feel like this will be educational, not just to you guys, but also to Jared, because Jared's cooking.
Mm-hmm.
He's got
like
a
Zack
comic
Snyder.
Oh, yes. I am not impressed, brother.
Wait. You should be impressed with what I got coming down the pipeline.
We shall see. But like seriously though. So we're first gonna start off with let's start with some positives. Like what did I do right? Let's start off with Jared. Kind of like he's got the inside track. He hears a lot of my complaints. But like Jared, what do you think I did right for Screecher?
The memes definitely helped because what you do is, even if people don't know what Screecher is, in fact, that was a meme where it's like, you don't know what Screecher is, and all of a sudden you start seeing Screecher memes. That was a fantastic meme. But the thing about that, it puts your brand's name in people's heads. So even if they don't know what Screecher is, they're going to look at what Screecher is, and they'll be like, oh, it's a comic book. I like comics. I think I'll back this.
Oh, yeah. Like,
and this is something you've always done, like, very well, is marketing your books.
Yes, I would definitely agree with that. I'm trying to share it, but like it's not letting me. Okay. Oh,
but yeah. So it's really that, because really, you could have the most fantastic product in the world. You could have the most perfect comic book in the world. Yeah, exactly. But if you don't know how to market it correctly, like a good example, Eric July, he knows how to market his stuff.
That guy knows what he's doing for sure.
Clearly, and it shows. Even shows with you, because your books progressively do better than the last. So you're building up.
Yeah, for sure. I just and definitely like just take a look at some of these memes I made. It's just like these are more of the recent ones.
Yeah.
And I even started doing like GIFs, because like what I like to try and do is when someone backs backs the comic, what I like to do is have a reaction, kind of give them some validation. Oh, this is a good one. Like, wait, Screecher is actually a good comic. Always has been.
Yep. There you go.
Jared, this one's for you.
Yeah, there you go.
And this one I'm especially proud of. Like the I don't have him.
Yep, there you go. but yeah, you see, that's the thing. It's catchy. It gets Screecher stuck in people's heads, and then it leads to people backing it.
If this doesn't catch your attention, I don't know what does.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You even put and you're using other popular pop culture, so people for some reason start associating Screech with Star Wars, for instance.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And then this one too. Like I take like popular meme phrases and I incorporate it.
Mhm.
Basically, the only reason I will do this is because I'm well versed in like meme culture, and like I know how you're supposed to like create these memes. Um, like for example,
Yeah, exactly. And that's the key thing there because you're putting it in you're doing what a lot of these mainstream companies fail in doing is that you're a set it's let me put it this way. Do you know how like when a lot of companies try and do this and it comes off like hello fellow kids? This doesn't.
Yeah, it's basically because I'm well versed in the culture. It's like whenever you see like for example the boys when they tried to do that meme kind of stuff and it was all like really bad.
Hmm. Not all of it was bad. Like they released the Bork cut, that was good.
Yeah, that was pretty on point. I'm pretty proud of this one. Screecher's the
Yeah,
first.
yeah. Yes, there you go. No, no, but you see, these are great. These are fantastic, and that's what you really need to keep doing when you're doing comics because this 100% works.
Oh yes, for sure. It's just oh my god, just like the amount of these I made. Oh my god, I'm looking up through these and I'm like,
Okay, so
oh.
let me ask you, what do you think you did really well?
I would agree with the memes. They are like I actually get a lot of compliments for the memes. Like so,
Mhm.
like I think it's safe to say my success has been directly tied to the memes. Um,
Mhm.
oh, Jared, this one's your favorite.
That one's mine. That was mine.
Oh, I'll be posting this once. You don't know the power of the street. Like
Of the Screech side.
oh my god, just and this one is the one from the first campaign
I
that
got a
like
suggestion for you. What you could do for a meme is of Dark Side from the Snyder Cut, and then the caption is, "When it's time to launch Screecher, ready the Armada. We will use the old ways."
no, ready the Armada. We'll use the old memes.
Yes, exactly. That works.
Oh, and the thing is, like, I actually got kind of meta with it. Like, it's like back in my day, or this one. Like, this one is just like I think this is one you're talking about. Like,
Mhm.
where I actually got like meta with it, or like, like where I'm actually kind of embracing my own joke.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um,
And it
yeah.
works. Because
But
that's what
yeah,
people, this is a step that I see a lot of great creators that have fantastic books miss is this type of marketing.
yeah, and it's because it's fun, and like yeah, this one is also another one. Like, how do I market Screecher? Live streams, ads, make a crap ton of memes,
Yeah, there you go. That works.
and like
Yeah.
like like the thing is,
New
of
52
course.
Wonder Woman. I love
Uh,
that.
or like this one is another one of my favorites, just because it's just so meta.
Yeah.
And this like oh like yeah this one.
But anyway, so beyond
Yeah,
that, I think the other thing that you do really well in is like going to the right people for help because that trailer was absolutely fire.
yeah,
Like, good
I kind of
God, that was a hell of a trailer.
yeah, I think I definitely lucked into that one because Lugsberg was the one who did the trailer, and he had done some stuff for other people, but he hadn't kind of really dwelled deep into it. And yeah, he did a really good job, and yeah, I'm gonna be using him again.
It's fantastic.
I just want to say before we get off the main topic, like, so when it comes time for Return Samurai, I'm going to post a meme that says, "The age of the Screecher memes has come to an end. Now it is the age of Torrent Samurai memes." Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings.
and you should use a lot of like Last Samurai memes, Cobra Kai, and Mortal Kombat.
Oh, like I still have a lot of my Torrent Samurai memes. Like, dear God, I even like I don't know if you remember this, but like I actually photoshopped people um onto my 200 Samurai
Mm-hmm.
comic. Let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find where the let's see here.
But essentially, folks, because this episode is also supposed to be educational, yes, invest in the marketing because that will help you tremendously in the long run. No matter what if you're doing anything that requires the internet, like writing comics, doing a YouTube channel, or anything like that, learn how to do that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, oh, like me. Yeah, trust me. Memes are important. Like memes are definitely important for sure.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff. Yeah, some of them are similar, but like this,
Yeah, there you go. I
my God,
love
like,
that one. I love that one. That is great. Oh my gosh. You see, it works really well because these are really high quality memes.
like when everyone wonders how you can put out 2 comics a year on a shoestring budget. All right, then keep your secrets. I'm gonna post this one today. By the way, I'm gonna post this one today. Oh, this one. Like, oh my God, I love this one.
There you go. There you go.
Jared.
That could be a fun crossover comic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, we've shared plenty of memes. We got the meme portion down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And obviously I went on shows. I talked with some people about that.
It's all part of marketing, dude. Marketing and networking.
Indeed, my brother. Indeed, indubitably. As the people say. I don't know which people, but
yeah, I was about to say, do the people say that?
But so we talked about what I did right. Let's talk about what I might have done wrong. And for that, I'm going to let you rip me a new one, Jared.
Probably going with Kickstarter.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be kind of that's like kind of like a we'll touch upon like the Indiegogo.
But it's also that because I feel like the problem with it is that it adds so much more stress because of a lot of this. We'll get into detail on like Kickstarter later, but my point is that I think it just added a bunch of stress, that a bunch of unnecessary stress, really.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like very frank with like my opinions on like Indiegogo versus Kickstarter later on, but and more important to that, like let's talk about like, so I'm always one who believes there's always room for improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, as far as like what what I could do better next time, choose my crowdfunding platforms better. I feel like as far as production, I'm getting a lot better with like scheduling the production. Marketing obviously can still use some work. I think the problem I have is I want to try and schedule in advance, but the thing that I run into is like I contact them like 3 months in advance. They're like, "Oh, we don't schedule out that far. Message us the month of." And when I message in the month of, like, "Oh, we're busy." So it's like I don't know what to do. Get better at that. Obviously, I do feel like the one thing I think I did really improve upon this one is having proper stretch goals. Because the problem that I've run into the past like campaign or two is I don't necessarily have an issue getting funded. Like I get funded in the first week. That's happened twice in a row at this point. The problem is after that happens, my level of stuff drops dramatically. Now, granted, I had a lot of interviews that first week, and that helped a lot. But after that, it dropped a lot. You know, so I feel like scheduling interviews more throughout the month definitely helps. But in addition to that, I think the stretch goals were a good incentive. Because obviously stretch goals are like something to aspire to beforehand. We reach one stretch goal, which that's a victory. But yeah, do you think my stretch goals were good, Jared, in your opinion?
Yeah. But particularly when like you bring in the like Joe M. Sontag variant cover as a stretch goal, because what that at least does, even if you don't reach that, it still gets people to back it because they eventually want that.
Yeah, and there's nothing to say I won't hire Joe M. Sontag for a cover in the future. I mean, he may even do a trade cover or something, But that's kind of down the future. Jared, what are some other things that you think I could possibly do better in the future?
Well, it could be just not like stressing out too much on stuff and just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Could you kind of talk for a second? I need to pack up my law.
Yeah, it's because a lot of stuff. It's like I get it. A lot of this is like it is stressful, but like let me put it this way: just to take it one day at a time, because otherwise, it's just going to make the experience more brutal than it has to be.
Yeah, that's definitely very much a me problem that I need to fix. I don't know how I can, but I'm going to agree it is an issue. Anything else you think we should bring up?
Not really. If you guys have anything, you can go ahead and put in the comments.
Yes, the people who the millions of people who will watch this video,
Yeah.
But yeah, so so I kind of wanted to get into basically if you've been following me for some time, obviously Screecher one was on Indiegogo, and then I made the switch to Kickstarter. Okay. So this section we're gonna do a compare and contrast with Kickstarter and Indiegogo. First, I want to answer the question why I switched, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they're rather petty. Basically, it's like everyone kept asking me, like, why aren't you on Kickstarter? Will you think about doing a Kickstarter? It's like the fact that I wasn't on Kickstarter was kind of an affront to these people. And I'm not going to name names. I'm being very vague on purpose. And like I keep hearing, like, oh, Kickstarter has better reach, better engage, and that may be so because, yeah, Screecher is my most funded campaign to date.
Yeah.
That is a big deal. Like that.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Like the fact, because like you expect some drop off. Like if I would have gotten like 1900, that would have been acceptable. That would have been within reason, because like Screecher got like 276, and then getting 1900. That's a fair drop off, But the fact that I made more, even if it's a little bit more, is a big deal. That says a lot about my product and about my fan base. Which, by the way, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I do also find it pretty humorous that your funding was like roughly 2,100.
Yeah. I should have embraced that more. Like, I'm gonna put that as a thing I should have done more because, like, there will, like, by the way, the next campaign there will be a $2,100 stretch goal for Torrent Samurai.
Oh, and that campaign for that IP, you have to.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely gonna happen. But like comparing the two, like usability wise, they're about even. Though I would give a slight edge to Indiegogo, though part of that would chalk it up to familiarity because like I'm familiar with Indiegogo, so that's like I find it easier. So like that kind of evens it out a little bit in my mind.
Yeah.
But in terms of features, I kind of feel like Indiegogo has better features. Like some of the stuff, like you can sign up for the project, but like what Indiegogo does is it basically generating a mailing list. So like when you get that, you get the emails, and it's up to you to email them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, that's more legwork, but I kind of like that because you're generating a mailing list.
Yeah.
You know, and you can use those. You can use that mailing list again. So I think that's better. I think the pre-launch pages are better on Indiegogo than they are for Kickstarter because Indiegogo allows more options. Like Indiegogo, you could have a trailer on there, a video. You can have more pictures. The pre-launch page for Kickstarters are very uniform, and if you like that, then that's cool. Like if you like the uniformity, then sure. I'm just talking from my own personal perspective here. But I think the biggest difference is how they collect funds and addresses.
Yep.
So with Kickstarter, they back it, but the money doesn't come out until after the campaign is done. And they don't even, and to collect the addresses, you have to send out surveys, which are really freaking like, I think it's a really freaking stupid way of doing it because what you get from that is you have to chase people down to where like they backed it weeks ago, like oh, I forgot I backed that. Oh, I don't want it anymore. Blah blah blah. Versus Indiegogo, what Indiegogo does is when you back it, they collect both your payment information, and it gets charged right then and there, and they collect your address. So there is no drop, like there's no such thing as drop pledges when it comes to Indiegogo. Now, granted, there are refunds, but a person has to like actively seek that out. A person can just completely forget about it and drop the pledge. I think that is not. I think that's very unfair.
Yeah, it is.
Now, to play devil's advocate, I have heard the argument that like the idea that you can back it, then only have to pay later is a good thing. I'm going to chalk that part up to a matter of perspective. That is, if some people prefer it that way, then that's fine. I personally don't, but I understand that some people do, and I'm acknowledging that, But it's just like honestly, it's a headache because after the campaign's done, it's like please put your payment information, please answer those dang surveys. It's just like just chasing people down. It's like I feel like I'm a parent, and chasing down.
That's a lot more work.
Yeah. Versus Indiegogo, it's like when you do it, you do your payment, you do your address, and you're good.
Yep, it's all done immediately.
Yeah, and it just I don't know. I would say so that begs the question. Where is Screecher issue 3 going to be done on? And I'm going to say with a high degree of certainty, Screecher 3 will be going back to Indiegogo because while I looked at the metrics, and yes, Kickstarter did provide a significant boost to funding because of the reach. I just think the negatives outweigh the positives in this regard.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Like I will choose because like right now, as far as drop pledges, I have like literally when the campaign ended. I mean, a few people have since like currently I have $70 to $80 worth of unanswered pledges right now. And when the campaign ended and they collected all the money, there was nearly 200. So yes, some people have done that, and as the week goes on, that may change. But the fact that it's considered among Kickstarter, like, oh yeah, you're gonna have drop pledges. Like what
the fact that it's an issue, I'm like, do you really want to go through that stress again?
Yeah, exactly. The fact that among like Kickstarter people, the fact that it's like a fact of life, that like, oh yeah, you're gonna get drop pledges. That is so aggravating. It's like I think I earned 2,100, but in reality I earned 2,000 whatever.
Well, there could be a situation where now, granted, the people on like Indiegogo could come back and say, "Hey, I can't financially handle this right now," but it's less likely to happen.
Yeah, you can do refunds. You can up to a certain window, of course, but they have to simply seek that out. Whereas Kickstarter, literally you can just forget about it and just not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I feel like Indiegogo is a little more user friendly. So Torn Samurai issue 4 is gonna be an Indiegogo. Like that was already a plan even before I launched Screecher. But even now, more so. 100% Torn Samurai is going in Indiegogo.
That makes sense.
Well, that was more so because Torn Samurai is more of a niche product, more violent. I was worried that because here's the other thing about Kickstarter. They're a lot like Indiegogo has been restricting people, but Kickstarter's a lot worse.
Uh-huh.
The reason I put Screecher on Kickstarter was I thought that Screecher would play better on Kickstarter, and it did. People like Screecher. And then Turn Samurai is a little bit more neat, so it's like I'm just gonna keep it on Indiegogo, and so Screecher issue 3 will most likely be an Indiegogo as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and I guess from there, plans for the future. So Jared, what's your kind of opinion on like the Indiegogo versus Kickstarter?
I'm definitely going Indiegogo because the drop pledges thing is enough for me to go no. I would like more of a commitment. I don't want all this unknown stuff because that's going to drive me crazy throughout the entire campaign. No, just do it, and it's not. Look at it this way: when I order something off of Amazon, it's not like you have. It's not like eventually that you pay. No, you pay right then and there.
Like yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm happy that like I was able to give you kind of this educational experience so that your campaign was be better. I will say that eventually I want to do crowdfunding on my own website, which I'm going to be honest, I feel like that's where the indie space is heading. Is we're going to see a lot more like crowdfunding on your own website.
Look what Eric July did. I mean, Alpha Core launched today, and it's already got like $600,000.
That thing's gonna hit 1 million before the day is out for sure.
Yeah,
yeah. Like seriously, hats off to you, Eric. You're killing it.
And Chuck Dixon, baby, friend of our shows.
I'm gonna say like because I think it's supposed to go for like 30 days. I'm probably gonna get Alpha Core just because of like Eric July, Chuck Dixon, So. But yeah,
me too.
Like I said, plans for the future. So, yeah, I talked about that. So right now, we're in the early stages of 2100 Samurai issue 4. The script is done. It just needs the final edits to be done. I've been getting character designs done. We're looking to start work on it the middle of this month. So here in a few weeks, we'll be starting production. That's going to be really freaking cool. Or we're going to be launching it either April or May. I haven't determined that yet, but it's going to be one of those 2 months. And so basically, like I said, the plan is we're going for a full volume of each. There are 5 issues in Screecher volume, in Turn Samurai volume 1, and then 4 in Screecher.
That's what I'm going for in mine. Mine's going to be like 4 issues and then an epilogue, essentially.
I think with you, you're going to release them all at once, though.
It's going to be all in one volume, but I'm just saying I do break them up in chapters, in other words, and the chapters are roughly the length of an issue of a comic book.
Fair enough. And the reason I'm releasing them all as floppies first is because I can't afford to do it otherwise.
Well, plus, here's the good thing about doing that first. It's easier to gauge the interest in your IPs with superheroes. So you're like, okay, so let me give you a taste of this, see how you respond, and then maybe later when I get some momentum here, then I can release you a full trade of this.
Yeah, for sure. So basically when I go to the trade for Screecher, there will be some changes. Like issue 1's going to be completely recolored. And then for Torn Samurai, issue 1 is going to be completely redone. Because Jared, let's be honest, issue 1 is rough.
It's rough. It's fine, but it's rough.
So it's going to be completely redrawn. I'm probably going to rewrite the entire issue. And then issue 2 is going to be slightly redrawn, and it's going to be shaded because I want the whole thing to be blood and steel. Like the shaded black and white with the red.
That's a great idea. Because that Blood and Steel edition is gorgeous.
Oh, it really is. I'm still debating whether or not to make issue 4 the baseline Blood and Steel, or just like, like, I don't know. We'll talk about that.
You keep adding colors as the issues go on, and eventually the final issue is full color.
I don't know. I just think the limited colors really help the book.
It does work, particularly with like black, because it really pops.
Yeah, and because it's a violent book and you have blood spray everywhere, it's like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Jared, as a person who has read Screecher issue 1 and 2 and all of Torn Samurai, what do you think of my book so far?
Pretty good. I definitely see an improvement, incremental improvements as the issues go on, and that's good. But 100%, you know, the one thing I always compliment good writers on, I complimented Eric on this, so you're in good company, is that you guys know how to build a universe slowly. Because with a lot of people, what I've noticed with some indie creators is that they want to like establish their world really fast because they're so excited about it, and that's fine. But you overwhelm the reader. What you do, and what Eric July does and stuff, is that you and EVS and Gabe per se, what you guys do is you incrementally put different things in there logically when they're supposed to be there. So you're essentially holding the audience members' hand as they go throughout each issue, and you have to establish a new superhero universe.
Exactly. And one big feedback that I have gotten from Screecher, which I'm just acknowledging, I'm hearing you guys, is people have said that Screecher is a bit too fast, and
I said that at one point. Yeah,
I do plan on slowing things down for volume 2. I know that's maybe not what people want to hear, but the problem is like I have the like issues 2, like 3 and 4 already written, and yeah, I can try and slow things down in those issues, but like it's going to be a lot harder than just like I'm constructing a whole plot around slowing it down for volume 2. You know what I'm saying? Because this plot in of itself,
you should have a beach day, to quote Avatar.
Funny you should say that, because like here's the thing here's the thing I don't talk about very much. I have so much planned, like I have so many characters and so much stuff planned and crossovers. I actually have a storyline planned to where all my characters go up north and spend a time at the beach, and like there's like this plot going on.
That, to be clear, we didn't plan this. That was just me pulling something out of my ass.
Yeah, like literally it's like, Screecher, like all the people you haven't even met yet, like storylines, like literally I had planned a crossover where they just like they go up northern Michigan, and like they're on like a lake house, and like they're having fun, but there's something in the water, there's something there, and they got to investigate. Like I actually did like
Wow.
And you want to talk about Beach Day, I have like the next book, Eco Ray, is literally like water based, Aquaman, Iron Man, Seattle, so there'll be plenty of like swim stuff there.
That's awesome. I love that. I can't wait to read that.
Yeah, it really is. So yeah, and then what do you think of Torn Samurai so far?
Torn Samurai is pretty good. It has a very special place in my heart because that was the book that you were promoting when we first met. So that was a very special part in my heart. It's a fun book. I like the more mature themes, and that's the other thing. Each book feels like they fit in their individual genre. I mean, here's the thing about Screecher. Screecher is general enough that anyone can enjoy it.
And that's by design.
Yeah. Turn Samurai is 100% a mature book, and that's fine. That's great because you can establish those two different genres, and they both are for two separate audiences, and you can write equally well for both.
And that is literally by design. So Turn Samurai does often, it is like slower, but that's because I originally wrote each issue to be more standalone. Like each story was meant to be kind of more standalone with light connective tissue, And then like as I've gone on, and because here's the thing you got to remember about Turn Samurai, I created it in 2005.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And I've rewritten those issues a couple times. And so as I've gone and rewrote them, I've added, like, I've made them more connected. That's why Volume 1 is kind of split into two different storylines. You have Traveling and you have The Vow. You know, that's why. It's because I had to kind of rejigger all these scripts into something a little more through-liney, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then when we get to Volume 2 of Turn Samurai, which I do have like the rough outline in my head for there, you know, it's gonna be pretty sweet. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Oh, yeah. So if you had any feedback on either book to give me, what would you give me, Jared?
Let's see. Yeah, kind of slow things down, particularly in Screecher. That's pretty much it, because it does pay. The pacing is a little fast.
Yeah, and I've heard that. Like, some other feedback is like her learning things too fast, and
yes,
and then
that's what I gave you, and it's like, yeah, when I saw that, it was a little too late to change that, but it's all good.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I kind of had an answer for that, but I feel like in the first issue, I didn't really, like there's stuff in the issue where it kind of hints at that, but I feel like I really didn't pound that point home well enough. And then,
yeah, so in other words, it could be a little bit more of show but not tell.
Yeah, and I like, you've read issue 2. I think you'd agree. I take steps to remedy it.
Yeah, you do. You do 100%.
Like I go more into, like, I give more hints into like Avery's backstory and like why she knows what she does, kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's not a complete answer, and I haven't completely solved the issue, but I think I've taken steps to remedy it.
yeah, it's an answer. It's a way to work on it.
Yeah. If you had any feedback for Turn Samurai, what would you give me?
Let me see. Not really a lot, because I love that book so much. There's like there's not a lot that I could possibly give you, honestly.
Yeah, Turn Samurai definitely has a special place in my heart, because like it was the first comic book I ever created. You know, because back in like 2005, 2006, I created 2 comics. There was Turn Samurai and then Project Axis. For the longest time, I thought Project Axis was going to be like my big project. Turns out Turn Samurai was.
Yeah.
So yeah, like literally, it's like I created it in my senior year of high school. So it's like you know, Todd McFarlane with Spawn, where it's like Todd was drawing Spawn in middle school. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we're gonna cap things off here, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who has backed us so far. You guys are freaking awesome, and look forward to more awesome comics. Also, please back Alpha Core. It's a really good stuff. Friend of the show, Chuck Dixon, did it, and it's just awesome. And Jared, thank you so much for all your support and all your continued support. Dude. I just cannot wait for your comics so I can give you $100.
Yep.
And as always, remember, I can only show you the door. You're the one to walk.